Negative space, our Eastertide creativity practice. Our practice today is going to help us see God's very good gifts with fresh eyes. Hi, I'm Dr. K.P. McKee, founder and executive director of A Spacious Place Creativity and Spirituality Center. And as we go through the practice today, I hope that you will send in your comments and your questions. We would love to hear from you. So let's get started. You're going to need just a few supplies. First of all, Book of Genesis, chapter 1, 1 through 31. A sketch pad, a pencil with an eraser, and I love this kneaded eraser, K-N-E-A-D-E-D, because it allows you to shape it and it doesn't leave any residual on the paper. So if you have access to a kneaded eraser, those things are magic. Then you want a fine line black marker or a black pen. And last of all, you want some objects with interesting in-between spaces. And we'll get into that a little bit more and it'll make more sense. But I have some suggestions here. A fork, a bubble wand, a pair of scissors, and also a ladder back chair or a stair railing will work really well as well. Let's prepare ourselves for the practice. So first of all, let's get comfortable in our chair with both feet on the floor so we feel balanced and grounded in our space. And now let's move our breathing from high up here in our chest, which is where we breathe when we're nervous, deep down to our abdomen, belt buckle breathing. And just slow our breathing and deepen it a little bit. And lower your shoulders. It often helps to just direct your gaze down, or even you can close your eyes for a bit if that helps you get to a place where you feel very present in the moment. And once you get to where you're settled, then you're ready to begin your reading of the scripture. So we're going to read it through 3 times, pausing in between to kind of chew on it and take it in. So the first time you're going to read through the first chapter of the book of Genesis, noting both the mystery and the order of creation. And just sit with that for a bit. After you've done that, do a second read through. This time focus on that last verse, 31, and then use it as a way to reflect back into the passage and visualize each of the items created in nature that God proclaimed very good. Last time we read through, we're going to really focus in, laser focus on that last verse. And imagine and think about the things in your life right now that are very good gifts of nature for you. Life is hard. And oftentimes those things that are so hard, they just obscure our vision and they get right in front of our eyes and we cannot see the daily, very good gifts that are there for us, that'll give us strength through the hardships we're going through. So today's practice is designed to help us get some eyesight and look at those things in new ways. So the first thing you want to do is get your sketch pad and your pencil and whatever object you are choosing. I'm going to choose to use this bubble wand because it's a simple thing to begin with. And what we're going to be doing is not drawing the object. We are going to draw the spaces within and around the object. And when you do it the first time, you can help yourself out a little bit by actually just laying the thing on the paper, if it is one that'll fit, and then you're going to trace around the insides. Here. And as you do that, you're going to notice, oh, I hadn't noticed this little space in here before. And then the length of the wand, and then this nice oval here. And I'm just going to give myself some indications of the ins and outs a little bit here. Once we finish with this and do the part with the pens, then we can come back with our awesome kneaded eraser and erase. So there are many ways that you can fill in these spaces. And as you do this, you're going to begin to notice shapes and formations that you often don't see because we're looking at the outsides of things instead of their in-between spaces. So one way you can fill them in is just to flood them with this marvelous black ink. And there's something really beautiful about black ink on white paper. So there's that one. I'm going to do that, both of these this way. And once you get more comfortable doing this, you can begin sketching, and you'll notice that you'll surprise yourself with the shapes that you're finding within some of these objects that have been there all along. We just didn't see them. All right, I'm going to use this smaller one for this cool little piece here. It reminds me of a bow tie a little bit. And then I'm going to find these outside edges just with some dots. Just indicate that outside space there. This kind of beauty, this kind of good gift is around us all the time for our enjoyment. It just have to have eyes to see it. And then I'm going to come down here to this end. Oh, I'm going to do this here too. And of course you can highlight the entire thing, but I like this approach because it really focuses on the negative spaces rather than the object itself. You can also fill in these spaces by hashtagging. In fact, let me just do that with this one here. So that's just, we're doing lines to fill in this space. And the point is not perfection. The point is just feeling the space. And then when this dries, I will erase the pencil lines, and that will be my piece. So let me show you some other examples of other ones that I have drawn before this, so you can kind of get a sense of other options. So here's the fork, and I never saw before I did this interesting shape in here in this negative space that the fork has. And I used the cross hatching with that. And then for this pair of scissors, the negative space around them is really interesting if you open the scissors up just a little bit. So I did a combination of the dots and the flooding of the colors with these two. Once you get to where you start looking this way, you can see the most amazing negative spaces, like in between leaves and stems on plants, in between shadows on the ground, just around your house. Good gifts to nourish and support us that are here for us all the time and remind us of God's daily good gifts. So if that was helpful to you, we would love for you to like us on Facebook. Please visit our website, www.aspaciousplace.com. You can also view this again and pause it if you like on Facebook, on YouTube, or on our channel. We'll have it up there soon for you to do that. And our next one is going to be on May the 20th, which is Pentecost Sunday. Same time, 2:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. And we would love for you to join us for that one as well. Now let's close with prayer. Creator God, life is hard. Attune us to the daily good gifts that you have for us, the refreshment of cool water, the sense of turned earth and pine and flowers and citrus, the taste of good simple food, and the touch of loved ones. Thank you for all your good gifts. Amen.